I ask for the truth on behalf of Jean Teeling. I want to say Jean Tealeaf, I shouldn't really, should I? But we'll just ask on behalf of Jean Teeling for now, concerning relationship issues. And I ask for guidance and insight in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Will there be another relationship, or what's going on here? Blessed be to the truth, always. And we cut the deck there for you, JT, Jean, and I'll just move things just to the side here. I'll deal out 3 cards for you. And I haven't even got my reading glasses on, I can see the dust. It's because it's on a dark surface, that's what it is. And I put my reading glasses on, I can even see it more now. But anyway, let's see what's going on as we deal out the first card. And the first card is in the possession of your recent past. This is, of course, a period of time between now and this time last month, isn't it? The next card we deal is in the possession of your present. This is around about now. Usually I tend to sort of lock on to around about, say, 3 days behind, 3 days ahead, that sort of period where you're in the middle somewhere. So I just had to have a sip of my coffee there. Finally, we deal out this card here. This is in the possession of your immediate future. This is a period of time between now and this time next month. I suppose you could say a moon phase into the future, couldn't you? Or moon phase ahead. About 28 days or so, about a month. This is often thought there. Let's see as we deal before the crystal skull there. Notice this green sort of crystal skull we've got here. I just thought we'd just have it for some vibrational energy, and just pop it there and see what it. Not that it'd do anything for anybody, but you never know, do you? It's I suppose it's the green of the heart chakra, isn't it? It's I suppose ideal for doing relationship type readings. Let's just pull out this first card here, and this will be, of course, symbolic of. It'll vibrate with your recent past, and the meaning of it, or the symbolism of it, vibrates with what's been going on in your relationship situation over the past 3 or 4 weeks or so. Notice that you got the energy of the satyr. The satyr, of course, is the mythical half man, I want to say it then, half man, half goat creature that represents revelry and indulgence. The word Satan derives from satyr. And no more. I'm trying to think the Hamlet thing there. No more like my father than I to Hercules. No, it's not that one, is it? Sorry about that. It's on that over this too solid flash thing. I'm back on that again, and I'm back to forgetting it. But I've got it written down this time, so I can remember it next time. But laughing and joking apart, back to here again. And just between now and this time last month, I suppose really in a way, with it being the revelry and indulgence, I suppose it could even be dependency. Hopefully not something strong, but certainly either alcohol or something of that nature. Maybe maybe not that you'd be turning to drink or anything like that, but maybe turning to something to drown your sorrows. I suppose even food. I suppose that can be a form of a drug for some people, like comfort eating or whatever you want to, however you want to put a spin on that. But I do sort of get this as if you've been out enjoying yourself a lot. And maybe flirting as well, and wondering why you haven't had any success. But then again, who wants to go out with a drunkard? But laughing and joking apart, there, you never know that there could be an element of truth in that. But it's that sort of thing where you've been dependent, but enjoying yourself. I sort of sense this thing where you've been more focused on enjoying yourself, and probably going out for a drink, going out for a meal, or just socialising in general, and really no fixed person in mind, just hoping that somebody will pick you out the crowd. And of course, remember, for as much as you can be picked out the crowd, you can also get lost within it, can't you? Which can also be a bit of a can prove problematic. I want to pull the next card to see what's happening now, because I suppose really this is what's most important thing of all, isn't it? What's happening now? What happened then is, and what you did then, of course, is the past. But nevertheless, one can learn lessons from the past, but nevertheless one must not define oneself by it. Notice here the energy of the Griffin, bringing honour and good luck. Maybe that's what it is, in the sense that you are fortunate right now that you've still got your self-respect. You haven't blown it or done anything that you shouldn't have done. Although you're trying to do something that you shouldn't do, that you haven't succeeded yet. And I suppose really, in a way, that's not a bad thing, is it really, to some degree? But of course you've got your self-respect, you've got your honour, and of course, I suppose the good luck comes in. I do sort of sense as though, from a relationship point of view, there is something within the next 3 days or so. I'd be pushing it to say the next 6 days, let's put it that way. Because that moves into the next sort of phase, the next cycle, doesn't it? Between now and this time next month. Around about next week or so onwards. To around about the 1st, 2nd of May, whatever. Let's just flip that card nice and slowly, and let's just see what this is all about. Now this is an interesting card here, the shield. Of course, indicating that you'll be safe from harm. Maybe more out of the law of unintended consequence than anything else. Maybe you'll do anything for love, but you won't do that. And for as much as you might think, oh shit, I had a chance there and blew it again, maybe you didn't blow it. Maybe Spirit was there protecting you and just helping you to make sure you didn't get in with the wrong crowd, or get in with the wrong one, or end up repeating some pattern that may have occurred previously. Why I'm thinking of a pattern that occurred before, I don't know. Although I don't feel it was severe or anything of that nature, but nevertheless, I want to just see here what the power animals, I suppose, what guidance, I suppose you could say there is for you, just for around about nowish, to just the immediate future, isn't it, roughly? We'll just cut the deck here. Blessed be to Raven and all the power animal spirits who guide, heal and protect. And I'll just flip a few cards here. You got lizard there. The lizard, of course. Note, remember that lizard. The lizard spirit is the lizard people, as you could call them, the lizard people. They represent the element of fire, don't they? And of course they represent wisdom and high knowledge. Don't they? So that's what that seems to be about. And it seems, I'm sort of like getting a feeling here, sensing as though maybe pay attention to your aspirations, to your dreams, your visions and things like that. But you could learn from them as well. So maybe if you've got a vision as just something that maybe a bit too good to be true, maybe it probably will be. And there's nothing to, I suppose, nothing to fear or worry about that. At least as long as you recognise that and understand that that's what it is, then by knowing what fantasy is, you can work out what reality is. Maybe that's what the satyr is. There's been revelry and indulgence in that, as well as maybe being dependent on something or enjoying yourself too much or whatever. At the same time, you've sort of indulged in fantasy as well, and that could be the problem there with dream time. Your aspirations, your visions, your approach, or whatever it is you've been wishing for, of course, hasn't been realistic. But nevertheless, pay attention to what's going on and what you're sort of able to dream up, literally, I suppose, to some degree, and by doing that, the lizard can I suppose really reconnect you with that soul part that's got lost in the void and heal you in some way from that lack of direction. There also seems to be right now with the good fortune and friendship, maybe that's what it is. Remember, as we said about good fortune and friendship, in the sense you've got your respect, you've got your honour, and regardless of that, you do anything for love, but you won't do that. Otter is, of course, Otter is a four-legged spirit, and the four-legged ones, they protect because they walk the earth, don't they? And this is to do with, supposed to do with surrender. It just says let go let go of control. I suppose really letting spirit do the donkey work right now. And maybe by doing that, of course, then you won't fall into any traps that are laid for you, because but that depends what it is you're letting go of control, what control you're letting go of, doesn't it? Just allow things to happen. Sometimes doing nothing is actually the better of the options. Everybody assumes that what can I do about this, or what can I do about that? And sometimes doing nothing is the best thing to do, literally, because by doing nothing you can know the difference between doing nothing and doing something, knowing the contrast there. But nevertheless, it will protect you. Now remember the protection there with the shield, notice there, that it seems as the protection follows if you, of course, this would assume really that you aren't letting go of control, or there is not much surrender, you're not giving in right now. And of course Otter can help you do that and protect you by that soul part that will let go is also lost as well. What other soul part may be lost? I suppose you could link it to the protection side of things, couldn't we? In the fact that you're safe from harm. I suppose the ability to prepare oneself, with the preparation now. The squirrel is there to protect you again. More four-legged spirits, notice. The four-legged spirit of the squirrel, just saying get ready for big changes. And I suppose by, well, lack of preparation, it does help to prepare oneself. So once you feel as though you are preparing yourself again, or once you feel as though once you feel as though things are going smooth, and you feel as though there's a plan there, I suppose, really, and that your aspirations and your dreams are real, and things that you're wishing for are maybe a bit dark, but nevertheless more realistic. That's when, of course, you will be able to let go of control and say, sometimes for me to be part of this world, the world has to be part of me as well, and I have to allow it to be part of me. Maybe that's what it is. And I can sort of dream and imagine myself in a situation that may not be real, but nevertheless, if I just let the world dream me instead of me dream the world, I can pay attention to what my dreams are, but I can be more realistic by just letting go of control and letting the world dream me. And you just never know. That will prepare you, won't it? That will protect you as well, because you won't end up doing something you shouldn't. Sort of like getting in with the wrong crowd just for the sake of saying, well, at least I've got somebody like all my friends have, so I can join my friends in the I've got somebody brigade. When the I've got somebody club doesn't necessarily mean I've got the right one club. It's just the I've got somebody, which, be careful what you wish for, you might get it. But it looks as though protection between now and this time next month for you is there, and Squirrel will help you prepare yourself for better things. Otter will help the world dream you instead of, in the sort of sense you can become part of somebody else's dream instead of having somebody else being part of your dream all the time. And that's important, really, because by doing that, by letting go of control and letting not somebody else control you or dominate you, and if that's the sort of thing you like, then that's up to you, but in the sense of dominate what you do next. I sort of like it's one of those sort of senses though. It's like one of those situations where you let them come to you. I know it's easy to sort of say, well, if you do that, then nothing will ever happen. But at least the right one might come, and if not, you can be the one who casts the judgment. You can be the one who makes the final judgment, and then at least you'll know then, by letting go of control now, you will be the one in control in the future, because somebody else will let go of control, and maybe that's what it is with relationships as well. We have to sort of surrender ourselves to each other. And allow each other, for as much as we can try and control the situation, and one can try and be the dominating factor in any relationship, nevertheless we have to allow the other half to. And I sort of sense as though that's what's going on here with your relationship situation right now. You've been looking, essentially, as a blessing in disguise, that you haven't been able to that you are trying to control things, but by the inability to surrender, that's put up a barrier, I suppose, really, hasn't it? But nevertheless, it will prepare you, and you will be protected there. Notice with the squirrel, of course, the four-legged ones here, and of course the wisdom of the lizard people that you've got in your favour, I suppose, behind you, but nevertheless following you. with that, I think what we'll do for now, we will cast a shadow, as these cards have now spoken.